Hello and welcome! Today we're going to be talking about a movie that came out in the 60s that is completely unknown but yet somehow made a remake, which we're going to be discussing tomorrow. The movie that I'm talking about is called That Darn Cat. That Darn Cat was released in 1965. It's your classic 60s comedy where I don't understand the humor and everything is completely different generation-wise, and the boyfriend in this film is completely obsessed with surfing and going through the drive-in to see surfing movies and everything about the beach. So that just is very stereotypical. I don't know if that was a legit thing. People were obsessed with surfing and surfing movies in the 60s, but it makes it seem like it is.
Surf's up, dude!
There's no one really that well known anymore in this film, but it does star Hayley Mills, who we're going to be talking about later on. She was in The Parent Trap, as well as many other Disney films during her time in the 60s, so she was a really well-known actress back then. We start this movie off with an opening about this cat roaming around the streets. Comes with its own theme song, because it was the 60s back then, and every film had theme songs. And this one was written by the Sherman Brothers, which we all are really familiar with.
Some city slicker, no one is quicker than that darn cat. Every nook and cranny and garbage can he inspects so thoroughly.
It is sung by Bobby Darin. And we're going to be talking a little bit about Bobby Darin again in a couple months when we talk about Finding Nemo, because he did a song for that. He had a song that they put into the movie. He wasn't alive at that point. But they used his song in Finding Nemo as well. So he is still a part of the Disney category. And this cat looks like Grumpy Cat's grandfather.
So me? You really screwed up your big wish.
So that's what I was thinking the entire time of this film. But the main plot is that this cat is a roaming cat. He's a house cat. He's owned by these sisters. He always roams at night at 9 p.m. And while he's doing his roaming, he ends up stumbling upon a kidnapping. And the woman ends up giving him a watch, attaching a watch to his collar, so that way when he goes back home, she's able to be noticed. And the sister ends up finding the watch the next morning, finding out that it has scratching on it, and notices that must be something wrong. So she works together with the FBI, and they end up tracking this cat when he goes through his rounds to find the kidnapping. It's a thriller comedy, so it has that murder mystery aspect to it. No one gets murdered there, so it's just a mystery. And they end up taking it seriously. They end up finding the kidnapping thanks to this cat. So it is cute. It is a little bit slow paced. This was the 60s, so it was a completely different genre back then. Things were much slower paced, and the humor is a lot different, but it is a decent film. The only other thing that annoyed me is the cat's name is literally Darn Cat, or DC as a nickname. Why would you name a cat Darn Cat? The poor thing. Of course it's gonna get in trouble. You gave him a terrible name. But otherwise, it's not that great a film. It's not that terrible a film. It's just a meh film. It's good if you like that type of stuff. If you enjoy cats and mysteries, then you may like this. Of course, being Disney, they had to make a remake back in 1997, and that's what we're talking about tomorrow. So stay tuned, and as always, I hope you have a magical day, and I'll see you real soon.